You think it's just fun. You're convinced it doesn't affect you. You're sure you have control over it. But the truth is that pornography rewires your brain. It makes you weaker. It destroys your energy, productivity, and desire to act. It creates an addiction that you don't even realize you have. The Stoics taught, control your desires, otherwise they will control you. Ready to face the truth? Then, let's get started. Lesson 1. How pornography hacked your dopamine. Don't you understand why it's so hard to quit? It's all about dopamine, the motivation hormone. What happens when you watch pornography? Your brain gets a dopamine rush, like from drugs. You need new, more vivid scenes every time to get the same pleasure. In real life, ordinary things cease to bring joy. Result, you lose motivation. The brain gets used to light dopamine and does not want to work. You become addicted. The ordinary joys of life seem boring. You lose control. The brain is looking for a new dose of pleasure. What to do? Understand that pornography is an artificial dopamine that steals your energy. Start getting a buzz from real achievements, sports, self-development, social interaction. Give up everything that gives fast dopamine, replace it with long. Work on yourself. Skills, real relationships. The Stoics taught, the one who controls his dopamine controls his life. Lesson 2. How pornography destroys your concentration. Have you noticed that it has become harder to concentrate? This is no coincidence. What is happening? Your brain gets used to the rapid change of frames and constant stimulation. It loses the ability to concentrate on one task. Any work seems boring because it does not give instant gratification. What does this mean for you? You cannot work for a long time. The brain wants constant novelty. You become impulsive. It is difficult to control desires and focus on goals. You lose your edge over others. You become weak and unfocused. What to do? Give up instant gratification. Train your brain to stay focused. Use the rule: 90 minutes of work, 15 minutes of rest, without unnecessary stimuli. The work must be deep. Only then will you regain your power of concentration. The Stoics taught, control over the mind is control over life. Lesson 3. How pornography destroys your confidence. You may not even suspect that it makes you weaker. What happens? You replace real relationships with virtual ones. The brain gets used to fantasies. You lose confidence because real experience is not the same as in the video. You begin to avoid social interaction because it seems more difficult than simple content. What does this mean? Men who watch pornography have a lower level of confidence. They initiate contacts with the opposite sex less. They become passive and weak in real life. What to do? Replace fantasies with real experiences. Social skills are more important than artificial content. Develop yourself physically and intellectually. Real confidence comes through action. Step outside your comfort zone. Stop hiding from the real world. The Stoics taught, real power is in real actions, not in fantasies. You already understand that pornography is not just entertainment. It reprograms your brain, causes addiction, and makes you weaker. It hacks your dopamine, and you lose motivation. It destroys your concentration. It is difficult for you to work and achieve goals. It destroys confidence because it replaces real experience with fantasies. But this is only part of the problem. How does pornography turn the brain into a hostage? Why does it change your expectations from relationships? How to break this system and regain control? This part will reveal even more truth to you. Ready? Then let's continue. Lesson 4. Why is pornography addictive? You think you can stop at any moment. But is that true? What happens in your brain? Each viewing causes a dopamine explosion, stronger than natural pleasure. The brain begins to demand new and harder stimuli. Ordinary things no longer bring joy. You need an ever-increasing it to get high. Result: loss of sensitivity to ordinary joys. Communication, sports, work no longer bring pleasure. Dopamine trap. The brain requires constant stimulation. Without it you feel tired and apathetic. Addiction, without viewing, irritability, anxiety, a feeling of emptiness appear. What to do? Realize that this is a real addiction, and it works on the same mechanism as drugs. Start a dopamine reboot, giving up artificial stimuli, returning to real joys. Add physical activity, cold showers, social activity to your life. They will give you energy without harm. The Stoics taught, you cannot control life until you control your desires. Lesson 5. How pornography changes your expectations from relationships. You don't even suspect how much it has distorted your psyche. What happens? The brain gets used to unhealthy scenarios. It begins to perceive them as the norm. Real relationships seem difficult because they are not like on the screen. Emotional alienation occurs. The true depth of connection between people is lost. What does this mean? You become indifferent to real people. Because virtual stimulation seems easier, you change your expectations. There is no instant high in real relationships, so they seem boring. You lose the ability to build healthy relationships because your brain is already accustomed to a different format. What to do? Understand, real relationships are about depth, not a quick dopamine hit. Start spending more time in real communication. Your brain will gradually return to normal perception. Get rid of unrealistic expectations and work on yourself. Real attraction comes through action. The Stoics taught, only self-control gives true freedom. Lesson 6. How to break free from this habit and regain control. If you want to change, you must act. What do those who try to quit but can't do? They just try, but don't change their environment. They don't give their brain new sources of dopamine, so they quickly break down. They don't understand that this is not just a habit, but a deep pattern of behavior. How to change forever? The first step is complete refusal for 30 days. It's hard, but it's necessary to reboot your brain. Fill this time with other sources of dopamine, sports, new skills, reading, social activity. Control triggers. Eliminate everything that can provoke old behavior, social networks, late-night viewing of content, boredom. What to do? Write down a clear reason why you want to change it, and remind yourself of it every day. Add responsibility. Tell someone you trust about your goal. Keep a progress diary. Track your condition and feelings along the way. The Stoics taught, the greatest victory is victory over yourself. Reprograms your dopamine, and you lose motivation, destroys concentration, and it's hard for you to achieve goals, changes expectations from relationships, and you lose the true depth of relationships. It turns you into an addict, and you don't even notice how it's controlling your life. But what happens if you give up completely? How will your brain, energy level, and self-confidence change? What will you get in return? And why this choice will make you stronger than 99% of people. Today you will learn what will happen to you after you get out of this trap. Lesson 7. What will happen when you give up pornography? Do you think you will just stop and nothing will change? No, you will reboot your brain. First there will be a withdrawal. Your brain will demand the dopamine it is used to. Then there will be increased irritability. You will feel how dependent you were on quick stimuli. But if you hold on, incredible changes will begin. What will you get in return? Increased energy levels. Your body will no longer waste energy on useless pleasures. Strong focus. You will be able to focus on work, goals, and real life. Increased confidence. You will no longer feel weak and uncomfortable in social situations. What to do? The first 7 to 10 days are the hardest. Get through them, avoiding anything that might trigger you to go back. After 21 days, your brain will start to cleanse, and you will feel more motivated than ever. After 60 to 90 days, you will become a different person, a new version of you. The Stoics taught, any addiction is a shackle that only you can remove. Lesson 8. How to strengthen your willpower and make your self-control unbreakable. Do you think your problem is pornography? No, your problem is self-control. What do weak people do? They try to just stop, but they don't change anything in their lives. They think that willpower is something innate, not a skill that can be trained. They return to the old swamp again because they do not realize the main rule. What you should know: willpower is a muscle. It can be trained. The more you deny yourself instant gratification, the stronger you become. If you can control your desires, you can control any area of your life. What to do? Train your willpower in small steps. A cold shower, waking up in the morning without a phone, sports, working without distractions. Always stand to the end. If you tell yourself no, do not break your own word. Ask yourself, what do I want more? A short high or control over yourself. The Stoics taught, if you learn to control your desires, you can control everything. Lesson 9. What changes will others see in you? And why will you become stronger than ever? You have no idea how much other people feel your energy. What happens when you get rid of addiction? Your confidence increases dramatically. You no longer feel weak. People begin to notice your presence because the energy of a man who controls himself is always felt. You become more decisive because you no longer waste energy on useless pleasures. What does this mean for you? Women will begin to feel your strength because you are no longer the one who escapes into virtual fantasies. You will be more confident in any situation because there is nothing that has power over you. You will become a magnet for opportunities because your energy is no longer dissipated on trifles. What to do? Ask yourself, who am I when I am free from this habit? Start taking actions that confirm your new strength. Sports, career, new skills. Remember, you are no longer the same as you were before. You are different. You are stronger. The Stoics taught, the greatest power is power over yourself. Final conclusion. You have changed forever. You used to be dependent. Now you are free. You no longer waste energy on weakness. You no longer let desires control you. You no longer run away from reality. You create your own reality. Now you are the one who does not look for easy ways. Now you are the one who is not afraid of challenges. Congratulations. You are no longer the one you were yesterday. You are stronger.